Hi, my dear little reading buddies. How are you today? This is your own Gomati Auntie. Auntie is back today with a very exciting story. Today we are reading A Trip to the Moon. Yes, the Peppa Pig series of stories. And this book behind, usually in all books they have just a summary of what the book is going to be about. And I'm going to read this for you so that you know what's coming in the story. Yes, a trip to the moon. Prepare for takeoff, everybody. George and his friend Edmund love pretending to be astronauts. But what will happen when they go on a trip to the moon? Wow. So that's what you're going to find out in the story while Auntie reads them for you. Are you ready? Let's go.
And now let's jump on to reading this story. Yes, who's excited about reading A Trip to the Moon? Yes, and this is a Peppa Pig story and this is a Ladybird publication. Wow, where is everybody going in that rocket? Wow, and is that Saturn? Jupiter? Let's find out what is everybody up to. It is a lovely sunny day and George and his friend Edmund are playing with their space toys in the garden. That's Edmund and that's George and they are playing with their space toys. Oh dear, Edmund's space toy has landed on Peppa's head. Although it's funny, she is not happy. Are you going to the moon, boys? Asked Daddy Pig. Moon, says George. It's just boring space stuff for babies, Daddy, says Peppa. It's not real. Space is real, Peppa, replies Daddy Pig. Mummy Pig tells everyone there is a show at the museum that is all about the moon. That sounds fun. Shall we go and see it? Asks Daddy Pig. George and Edmund laughs and they want to see the show. So they go to the museum. They are driving to the museum. At the museum, they all buy tickets. Are we really going to the moon? Peppa asks. No, Peppa, it's just pretend. Miss Rabbit tells her. Mr. Rabbit is the tour guide. This way for our trip to the moon, he calls, leading them inside. Prepare for takeoff. Wow, and everybody is getting ready for a takeoff. When they are all seated in the rocket, a voice booms. Blast off! We live on a planet. Does anyone know what it's called? Mr. Rabbit asks. Earth? Daddy Pig guesses. That's right. Mr. Rabbit smiles. Wow, and Mr. Rabbit is taking all of them to a space expedition. Let's see what's in store. And what is the moon made of? Mr. Rabbit wants to know next. The moon is made of cheese, of course, Daddy Pig jokes. But Mr. Rabbit doesn't find it very funny. No, the moon is made of rock. This is a serious tour. So, no jokes, please. Uh oh. Now, Daddy Pig is going to be serious from now on. Yes? Mr. Rabbit is a serious teacher. It's a pretend though, isn't it? Peppa asks. Exactly, right? And so why should you be serious? Yes, Peppa. If it was the real moon, you could jump over my head, Mr. Rabbit tells her. Gravity is what keeps us on the ground, and it is weaker on the moon. So you can jump higher. Wow. What is gravity? Gravity is what makes you walk on the floor, right? If you were on moon, like Mr. Rabbit says, you can, you can be jumping. You will not be able to walk on the floor, right? Because the gravity on moon is very, very weak. You see that? Some big rubber bands drop down and Mr. Rabbit straps everyone in. Peppa and the others feel like they are jumping on the moon. It is so much fun. Miss Rabbit tells them to say, "Moon cheese," as she takes a picture. Moon cheese. It is the end of the tour, so Miss Rabbit takes everyone to the moon shop. When you go for a trip, or you go to a mall, or you go to a fun ride and all that, there is a gift shop that you go to, right? And that's where Miss Rabbit has taken everyone in. How about some real moon cheese? Says Miss Rabbit. How much is it? Asks Daddy Pig. 5 pounds, please, says Miss Rabbit. 5 pounds? Snorts Daddy Pig. It's all for a good cause, says Miss Rabbit. 5 pounds is a lot of money for that cheese, yes? But sometimes these shops, they sell all of that because using that money that they make, they use it for maintaining that shop or that museum and things like that, right? And that is why Miss Rabbit is saying that it's for a good cause. Yeah, I like the moon now because it's very interesting, says Peppa, holding a picture of everybody bouncing on the moon. And very tasty, laughs Daddy Pig, eating his yummy moon cheese. And that is the end of that story, where all of the family along with Edmund went to the museum to experience how it would be like if you were on moon, right? With no gravity, you would be jumping around, right? And that is a trip to the moon. Yes? Wow! With that, we come to the end of that story. A trip to the moon. How many of you enjoyed this story? Yes? I loved the story and I enjoyed it. Now tell me, what is your favorite thing about moon? What is your favorite thing about this book in the comment below? Yes? Is that the rubber, straps? Is that, the floating? Or is that, everybody getting onto the rocket for a blast off? Yes? What is your favorite part of the book? Leave in the comment below, and Auntie would love to read your comments.
And that is the end of the story. Wow, was that an exciting adventure to the space and to the moon? Auntie loved reading the story with you. Did you enjoy the story? What other pretend stuff do you do when you play with your friends? And do you know that, every month the moon goes off to, not being seen at all and then comes back to a full moon every month? And do you know how that happens? Well, Auntie will talk about that on another occasion. But you see, it's so interesting thinking about an expedition or an astronaut's journey to the moon, right? All right. And some of you have already messaged Auntie saying, you want to read like Auntie. You want to have this reading fluency like how Auntie is reading, right? Are you interested in becoming a fluent reader? Okay. If that is you, bring your parents quickly in front of the camera, in front of this video, so that they can listen to the next 2-3 minutes of what Auntie is going to say. I'm going to pause here. Come on, go bring your mom, bring your dad. Well, hi, my dear parents. Thank you so much for your time. I'm conducting a free masterclass for parents on how to make their child a fluent reader. Reading is the very first step to unlocking their genius, and I believe that every child is a super duper genius. The only thing that as parents we have to give them is their power to read. When we empower them with reading, everything is in their fist. Yes? So, parents, I'm conducting my master class inside which I'm going to share with you some tips and techniques on how to make reading joyful and how to make reading, very fluent for your child and do that in just 3 months. If you're interested, inside the description box, I have the link to register for my masterclass. So click on that link and register, and I will see you in my next upcoming masterclass. And I promise that this will be the best 2 hours of time that you will spend on your child's future. And you are going to thank me for being present in my masterclass. So thank you so much for this 2 minutes that you spent with me. And going back to you, Kanna, thank you so much for tuning into this reading today. And Auntie is going to meet you again on another exciting episode. Until then, if you have not subscribed to Little Story Station, make sure you click on the button that looks like this and subscribe. Also, click on the bell icon so that you get notified every time Auntie reads a new story. All right, with that, we come to the end of this story and end of this video. Auntie will see you on another exciting episode. Until then, take care.